Hello, everyone, and I welcome you back to the House of Graphic Literature. I'm your host, Bat, and today we have a bit of a quick video because the Halloween season is upcoming, and I just want to give some of my personal recommendations of what you could be reading. Um, this is not um, really much of a comprehensive list. Like, there's no numbering. This isn't like worst to best or anything. This is just stuff that I think that you should check out this Halloween season to get you into the spooky mood. And the first thing I want to start with is actually one of the great kind of horror authors, and that's Charles Burns. This is Last Look, which was his his three um, his three graphic novels that were printed in like a European album format, collected. And this story is really excellent. It's very surreal. It has a lot of terrifying, bizarre imagery. It makes you think a lot. Has a lot of stuff to do with like the human condition and the case of what would you do if you were just suddenly thrusted upon all these responsibilities. Um, and well, I will say the main character doesn't make the right decision, and the story kind of reflects that. And as you can see, the story switches between this like more realistic world and this fantasy world, which is all in the main character's head. And as you see, it's kind of like a weird, fucked up version of Hergé's Tintin, which I found really interesting. And then, of course, there's the eternal classic Black Hole. Um, Everyone knows Black Hole. Everyone should read Black Hole. One of the just classic horror indies that I think everyone should take a look at. So that is Charles Burns. You can also check out any of his other contemporary horror stuff, El Borba, um, Big Baby, and Skin Deep. All of them kind of have like this weird, unsettling horror to them. Speaking of Skin Deep, though, which features the Dog Boy story, Richard Sala um, on a on MTV's Liquid Television had a series called Invisible Hands, and this collection right here collects is actually a very recent collection. It collects a bunch of his older comics and also write-ups done by his friends about how much of a great artist he was. Um, but yeah, these are, I don't know if I'd call these horror, but they're definitely like unsettling and weird. And so I think they'd be worth reading just for that reason. I think early Richard Sala looks really cool. It's unlike anything else he would do later, I think. So I think it's definitely worth seeking out a volume like this. Yeah, here you go. Here's the Invisible Hands part, which Invisible Hands actually gets a whole spread in here. Yeah, here's some of his other. A lot of these are just like 3 pages or something, and there's an afterword. So yeah, definitely worth seeking out if you just want something more bizarre rather than creepy. Um, and then of course I gotta recommend Barry Windsor Smith's Monsters, which again isn't necessarily a horror comic, but it is unsettling and a bit surreal and beautiful. So I would recommend you checking it out for that reason. Um, while you may not leave scared, you'll leave with a lot to think about. Um, and it's still amazing to me that Barry Windsor Smith was able to put this masterpiece out after Marvel rejected him. And then finally, for indie comics, I want to bring up Hellboy, because Hellboy's not necessarily scary, but it has some pretty freaky imagery. Specifically the Richard Corbin penned stories, which I think Hellboy is one of the best contemporary and alternative comics of all time. Or maybe alternative might not be the right word, but it's a great comic, and it has a lot of spooky imagery, which makes now a really good time to get into it. This is the Hellboy short stories collection. So this is all a bunch of one-shot stuff that you could just very easily read without any context, which is great. So definitely check those out. It's part of the whole reason that I made this video is because I really want to just recommend great horror manga to you. In the eternal wisdom of the great Starfruit books, rest in peace, the wonderful Matt Haish. They were able to put out 2 Hideshi Hino books, Town of Pigs and Panorama of Hell. These were previously, or at least Panorama of Hell was previously released by Blast Books. Again, some of the earliest manga to make it over here. But Panorama of Hell is a classic, very bizarre, a slightly autobiographical, but also extremely fictitious story about Hideshi Hino, the artist. And it's a real shame we didn't get more of the Hino stuff that they planned, because I think there's so much cool Hino stuff, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. But I highly recommend that you pick this up if you can find it. It's a really fantastic read. A very recent release was this one, Red Knight by Hanawa Kazuichi. This one isn't for the faint of heart, I think. This is some, like, genuinely creepy horror bullshit, but it's really good. I think that if you have the stomach for Eroguro, you should definitely check this out. Hanawa is one of the classic Eroguro artists. Up there was Suehiro Maruo. I don't have any Maruo, or else I would recommend him here. But yeah, this book is really good. I have the other one, Light of the Moon, but that one's not really horror. That one is more just Eroguro circuit, focused. This one is a straight up horror comic. Of course, can't talk about horror without bringing in Umez, and keeping with the more slightly more playful horror, we have Nakame Kozo, the Cat-Eyed Boy. These books are great. These are some of my favorite horror comics of all time. Super cool, weird 60s shonen comics. Lots of good imagery, lots of amazing cartooning. You just really can't go wrong with these. And Viz was happy to release these in a really nice hardcover format. And these are always put up really cheap. So if you don't have these yet, definitely seek them out, because these are just so fucking cool, dude. So good. Oh yeah, and there's a little bit of color in the second volume too, which is really nice. Alright, the last one that I want to recommend is definitely for the sillier horror fans, and that is Gegege no Kitaro by Mizuki Shigeru. Started with this volume that Drawn and Quarterly released. I talked about this one in my Yoshihara Suge video, but Drawn and Quarterly also did these really nice single volumes, which collect just random stories from the original 60s magazine run of Kitaro, and these are great. These are wonderful. I love the the lettering in these so much. Just looks so nice. And for like just contemporary like kids horror, you really can't get any better than this. It's so much fun, dude. Kitaro is extremely worth reading, and I really can't recommend it enough. And I love this original first volume that they did, though. So good. The best stories are in here, I think. And this was all the post-Garo stuff, because whenever Kitaro had its second wind, it started in Garo, and then it moved to Shonen Magazine, and that's what this material is. And so, with all that said, I know this was a very quick video, but I really just wanted to sort of make this to say, one, I'm not dead, and two, treat yourself this Halloween. Read some spooky-ass comics, courtesy of your buddy Bat. Buy from good publishers. Try things out that you never thought you would. And of course, just have fun. And that's gonna do it for today's video. I'll see you next time for something a little bit different. You'll see whenever you get there. Thanks for tuning in. Go read some fun horror comics, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye. Okay, I wanted to make a very quick addendum to this video, because I totally forgot to talk about my favorite current horror comic series. And that's Smudge from Living the Line. These are the best horror comics coming out right now. This is 60s and 70s horror manga, translated by the great Ryan Holmberg. And these are all very important creators: Shirakawa Marina, Shinichi Koga, and Tara Bonten. And these are just the fucking best, dude. These are extremely fun, extremely pulpy, weird, creepy, just everything that you'd want them to be. Mansect might be my favorite. Face Meat is really good too. There's another volume called Her Frankenstein, and then one that just came out called My Gorilla Family, which looks horrifying. This stuff is phenomenal, dude. UFO Mushroom Invasion, this one's super cool. Has some very strong like conspiracy theory vibes. And a lot of these have these fantastic write-ups about the creators as well, again, by Holmberg and some other manga scholars. Absolutely worth seeking out. If you haven't read any of these, just pick one and get to it. And one other thing that I wanted to talk about is Hauntress. Minotaro Mochizuki, very underrated horror author. He did this one series called, I think, Dragonhead, and that's supposed to be getting a reprint, but this Hauntress thing came out not long ago, and it's super cool. As far as modern contemporary horror comics, this is a really cool one. I could mention Junji Ito, but I don't really feel like it. I feel like everyone talks about Junji Ito. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really have anything else to show you, but I really wanted to mention Smudge. Go read Smudge. Go support Smudge. That's part of the reason I made this addendum, is just go read Smudge comics. Go buy Smudge comics. They need all the help they can get. Thank you and goodbye.